So for our next live coding exercise, I'd like to show you rock, paper, scissors. And we're going to try to incorporate as many of the lessons as we've already learned as possible into this application. So this application is going to be a little bit longer and a little bit more complex than the other ones. It's still going to be pretty easy in the grand scope of things. But one thing I want to show you is that whenever you embark on an application that's more than the most trivial thing, you need to have a plan. And you need to write that plan down, organize your thoughts, and lay out the workflow of how that application is supposed to go. One of the biggest problems that beginners in our cohorts have is when they resist writing down what needs to happen. Inevitably, they will become tangled up in their own logic, and the cleanliness of their code will suffer. So I took the liberty of using lucidchart.com to create a flowchart of what I expect my rock, paper, scissors application to do and how it should flow. Flowcharts are one way of organizing your thoughts as a developer. Ultimately, though, it doesn't matter what kind of documentation you use to build your code. Some people like to write things out as English paragraphs. Some people like to use flowcharts. Some people like to use use cases. Some people just like to use task lists with checkboxes on them. It doesn't matter as long as it works for you and it organizes your thoughts. Every developer needs to be able to read a flowchart, however. So I'm going to teach you how to do this really quick. In a flowchart, there's many symbols, as you can see over here, and they all have various meanings. The most commonly used ones I've laid out on this form here. A square, or rectangle, typically means a process. It's a step that needs to be done. A diamond means a decision. It usually has a yes or no. It could have many more decisions besides yes or no if you have like a multiple choice or multiple flow thing going on. And then this oval is a terminator, and a terminator is a place where a process ends. So let's look at how I laid out my rock, paper, scissors application. My goal is to have this game run until the user says quit. So every round it's going to ask you for rock, paper, scissors, or Q to quit the game. And it's going to prompt the user for that choice. So the first thing the app needs to do is set up everything we need to run the game. So I'm going to create a random number generator so the computer can make choices. And I'm going to set up some score variables. I'm going to use those as fields on the game's class. Then I'm going to prompt the user for a choice. If the user happens to enter something besides rock, paper, scissors, or quit, I'm going to prompt them again. It's an invalid choice. So this part of the flowchart is asking, did they enter something valid? No? Ask them again. If they did enter a valid choice, and that choice was quit, then I'm going to print out the score, and we're going to end the game. If it's a valid choice and it's not quit, then they must have entered rock, paper, or scissors. So I'm going to get the computer's choice, and then I'm going to determine whether it was a win, loss, or tie. And I'm going to increment their score and show it to them, and then I'm going to prompt them for the next round's choice. So this is how my application is going to flow.